And now my kitty cat's going to come say hello to everybody. No, no, he went away. Well, good evening. Um, I've got a little bit planned for y'all. So I'm going to go over some notes with y'all from this past weekend in Branson. And I know several on my team, on our team, got to show up for Branson, and I was super excited to meet a bunch of people that I had not met before. And so that was exciting, and it was just Branson was awesome. I don't know if they'll end up having convention there. I have no idea. It was thrown around a little bit because it was such a central location to everybody. Like, I know it's not drivable for everybody, but it is a good central location. So that was awesome, but it was just really fun, and it was beautiful scenery, mountains. So first off, we will start having, obviously all of you know from the webinar from last week, no more SOSs, but corporate is going to start traveling, and so are the leaders. So just know I might not be, I probably cannot be at every location that this team has, but there's leadership present somewhere, and we are going to start traveling and doing, they might be free, or if it's leadership coming and corporate not paying, then it might just be, we charge $10 per person to help pay for the rooms, because some of these hotel rooms cost $500 to $1,000. So that can get costly, but if everybody chips in $10, it's more than covered, so that's the plan for the future. The company did not like charging y'all $200 to come learn, and I'm right in line with that. So it was great information, but we want it to be for everyone, and everyone cannot afford $200 to come to a weekend training. So just letting y'all know that. And we do have an announcement for the first one coming up at the end. I'll let y'all know where it's going to be. So what I want to talk to y'all is daily method of operations tonight. So with that, there's things that we need to do every day. We all, most of everybody has jobs, and you go to work, and there's daily activity that you must do at your job every single day. And so in order to do this business, and I guess obviously you don't have but to reach your goals in this type of business, and to reach, if you have a certain income that you want to achieve in this, then you need to set daily goals. The things that attract people to this type of business is there's no time limits, there's no quotas, and the training is simple. That's what everyone enjoys about this type of business. So if you don't want to make any money, you don't pass out any samples, right? If you want to make a little bit of money, then you only pass out a little bit of samples. If you want to make a lot of money, you pass out a lot of samples. I mean, it's pretty basic on that. And I did steal notes from Keith Yarborough, that is our master distributor in the company, just in case y'all don't know that. Keith and Katie, they are awesome people. He's one of the Cowboys. I guess West is the Cowboy too. You need to ask yourself this. If this was an actual business that you got paid by the hour, okay, you got paid a salary even, would you hire yourself? Are you putting in the effort? Are you working? Are you doing what you should be doing to justify a paycheck coming in that you're after? So the only person that can answer that is yourself. So, all of us have different goals. That's the reason we have the welcome calls. That's the reason we have We go over your goals. Everybody has a different goal, and that's okay. But for that goal takes action to get there. So are you doing that action? Because we're all together on trainings, but the only person that really truly knows what's going on throughout the day outside of these trainings is you. So, you're only accountable to yourself. You're not accountable to anyone else. So that is, I guess, the downside, maybe, I guess you could say. You don't have that accountability. And so it's easy to slack off, and it's easy to not do the daily things that we need to do in order to build a business like this. So you need to evaluate yourself. You need to learn how to employ yourself. Because, like I said, nobody's cracking that whip. We don't have the boss that's going to come in and see that we haven't done what we're supposed to be doing. So with that being said, one of the best ways to evaluate yourself, based on your own personal production in the last 2 weeks, would you hire yourself? If this was a business that paid hourly, would you hire yourself, or salary? Would you hire yourself? Have you put in that much effort to where you would want to hire you? So that's for you to answer yourself. I don't want that answer from y'all. I'm not asking for that from y'all, but that's just a good self-evaluation for you. So the other thing, and I know it's a cliche, all of y'all hopefully understand that we are in the right place at the right time. A lot of companies use that, but there is no other way to say it. We just started December 13th. We're in the formulation stage of the company, which means there are issues, there are challenges that we're dealing with. That is a definite thing that we have. But we're in the formulation stage of trying to figure those things out. That is a stage in every business. I, for one, have been in early stages of business, but I've never been in this early to experience the formulation stage. So, I don't know about any, I've heard people trying to compare, well, so-and-so, their customer service or their, whatever. And you know what? I mean, I never was experienced those companies in the first 6 months. So, and I doubt anybody else did, or else we probably would have jumped on that train, of the legacy companies that have perfect everything now. But just recognize that you are in the right place at the right time. But that's not the only thing that you can do. Just because you're in the right place, and we're all on this call, we're all on this training, we signed up, that does not guarantee you anything. You have to do the work to get there. So number one, you've got to be at the right place at the right time, which we are. You personally need to recognize that you are in the right place at the right time. You need to realize what we have our hands on. And then you need to take action, which is the daily methods of operation. You need to take serious action, because in 2 years, it's not going to matter if you were in the right place at the right time if you don't take action and recognize that you are in the right place at the right time. So just keep that in mind. So with all of that being said, I want to give y'all some daily methods of operation. So I'm giving you numbers here because I'm getting pretty specific on these daily methods of operation. So I've always been given generalized daily methods of operation. I wanted to do specific, put numbers on them. Now I did put variable numbers because, like I said, we all have different goals. So you need to adjust these numbers based on your goals. If your goals are smaller, or say you have a very busy schedule and you can only put so much time in a day, that's fine. You can get to the big goals. It's just going to take you a little longer. So you're going to have to do less numbers a day, but still do these same things a day and just adjust how many people's on that list or how many minutes, if it's something that's minutes. So daily method of operation. You can do any of these, you can break them up, but these are the things you need to do on a daily basis. You need to have at least 15 to 30 minutes every single day of personal development. I know that you're thinking that's not something that I'm going to make money on, but personal development, I would not be where I'm at today if it wasn't for personal development. So personal development grows you into a leader. It grows you into the mindset that you need to be self-employable. We don't grow up being taught to be self-employed. We don't have that, let's see. Yeah, you will. I've learned so much in the last 30 days. Yes, in personal development. So, but 15 to 30 minutes personal development, that can be audio. So you can listen to stuff in your car going to your work. Say you're limited on time. Turn off the radio and turn on something. I play Jim Rohn YouTube videos, which are just audio in my I do the Bluetooth. It'll play through your speakers in your car just like music. If you're a reader, 15 minutes before you go, after you get in bed, 15 minutes before you go to sleep at night, personal development. So that is extremely important to continue and to have the right mindset and the right, we have to strengthen our mind. So anyway, that's extremely important for you no matter what you do in life. The second thing that you need to do is the simple one that we always talk about, introduce the coffee to people. We definitely have to introduce the coffee. So, we have the scripts, which I know that I always tell y'all, don't necessarily stick. I mean, you want to stay around that script. We give you an idea of exactly what to say, but always, always remember, keep it from your heart, not be a salesman. Okay. Please remember that, because that is so important. That is more important than the words you use. So, it is simple as, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's talking about? Chris goes over that how many times on his team Zooms. It's written out in our group. It's easy to message people throughout your day as is the script. Yeah, it is definitely on Ellapreneur411.com as well. It's also, if you're in the Lion Chasers group, which you should be, everybody in here should be in there. It is in my pinned post at the top as well. The script is there. So it's pretty simple. Have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's talking about? No, I haven't. What is that? I'm not really sure how it works, but this is what it's done for me. Okay. And share what you experience and why you love it so much. Be passionate. Don't be monotone. They go over every Saturday as a getting started. So if you need that refresher, watch a getting started training on Saturday mornings for sure, or watch a Saturday morning. Maybe you're unavailable on Saturday mornings. Chris Schweda channel on YouTube, and all of the Team Rise trainings are on there. So yeah, he records them and puts them all on there for you to listen to. So not being available for the live trainings is still not an excuse. You can listen to all the recordings. But go over that script. But like I said, just make sure it doesn't sound like a script to the person you're saying it to. Don't say, okay, what's next? What do I say next? And practice on your family. Practice on your kids, on your spouse, on your mom, and somebody. You're on your best friend. Practice. If you're so nervous that you feel like you're going to be reading, practice, because it's not that hard. And like I said, if you do it from your heart and you're just sharing, just like you're sharing your favorite movie, then don't be so nervous. You're nervous because you're scared of what they're gonna think about you or what their answer is gonna be. And we should not care about either one. That's where the self-development and personal development comes in. We should not care about the result. Our only job is to share it. So anyway, just to add that part. Okay, so you introduce the coffee to, depending on your goals, 2 to 5 people a day. If you have huge goals and you have more time, more than 5 people. But, try to keep, it's not hard to introduce it to at least 2 people a day, at least through Messenger. Okay. When you introduce it to them, if they're not already in the customer testimony or prospect group, get them in there. Say, you know what, here's a video about it, and I've also got a great testimony group where you can read what others are experiencing like me. It's a great way to introduce them, to get them into the group. The third thing, add at least 5 people every single day to the prospect customer testimony groups. Okay, so just throw some people in. It doesn't have to be the ones that you just spoke, that you're actually reaching out to, but don't ever think one or the other is the only thing you need to do. Okay, that's important. Don't think, well, I'm just putting people into the prospect group, I'm throwing everybody in there, so I don't need to actually ask people, have they heard about Happy Coffee? No, it's taking both. If you want to grow, then you need to do both things. Let's see. The next thing is scroll through your Facebook. So your timeline. We're doing this anyway, okay? But one thing that we're not doing is we're not connecting with people, okay? You need to scroll through your Facebook timeline, read people's posts, and don't just put a congratulations or yay or happy birthday or happy anniversary. Don't just put those simple things. I'm very guilty of it too. I will be quick. I thought I was doing good. I thought I commented on everybody's stuff, but I do those quick one-word answers, So what we need to do is we need to go back to connecting with people and caring about people, because when you do that, it comes back to you. Okay, that's very important to connecting. If we're going to do attraction marketing, we need to connect and build relationships with others. So scroll through your Facebook and don't do the same people every day. Make sure you're doing different people, but you need to comment on at least 5 people's posts every single day. A true, genuine comment. Whatever their post was about, put a genuine comment in there instead of a one-word answer, and connect with people. Think about how you feel whenever somebody puts a genuine comment on yours and not just the same old whatever. I mean, even a "you're gorgeous" or something on a selfie, that's still a simple little thing that everybody does. Okay? Do true, thought out comments on at least 5 people a day, because think about how that, if you think about how that makes you feel when someone does that, you're going to make that person feel good, and they're going to care more about what you're posting, which hopefully is your Happy Coffee. And I don't have that on here, but those simple little posts every day definitely is something that you should be doing. Most of us are doing that already, but people aren't going to just come just if that's the only thing you do. And 5 non-Ellapreneur people. Don't go do this to people that are already in the business, okay? Do this to 5 people that only that are not in this business, that's not, do this outside of us. Another thing, and this is based on your time, but message at least 2 people a day. Go, before you message them, somebody that you're friends with on Facebook, that maybe you haven't talked to or commented or caught up with them in a long time, and go to their Facebook page. You look back at their posts, say the last 2, depending on how much they post, just look back at the last week or 2, find something to talk about, and message them. And don't bring up coffee. Just connect again. Okay. So that's also going to build relationships. It's going to make that person feel good. You reached out to them and they might know you sell something. They might know you advertise a coffee. But you know what? Their first, if they go, oh, they're trying to sell me something. Okay. I'm just saying worst case scenario. Maybe they think they're trying to sell, but they're talking to you and you just have a genuine 3 to 5 minute conversation back and forth and you don't even bring up your coffee and have a nice day. Just wanted to connect. How's that person going to think about you now? So care about people and reach out to them. So we're all so busy, y'all. I mean, it's just something simple like that we can connect with people, and you reaching out and making them feel good by either commenting on their posts, genuine comments, or messaging them just to connect and bring up that you're paying attention to their posts will make them feel good, and they're going to start caring about what's going on in your life, which happy coffee is going on in our lives, right? So those are very, very important. So weekly things that we need to do is, of course, attend any trainings that are available that week. And just in case y'all don't know, and we will, I believe they're pinned, but if not, and we always post about them, but Team Rise, which is Chris Schweda and Ricky Durant, have their weekly Zooms every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Central. Okay. And then they have Saturday morning getting started trainings on 11 a.m. Central. So they are always recorded and they are always put on Chris's YouTube channel. Okay. So if you can't attend, I know 9 p.m. Central makes it really late for some of y'all on the East Coast. But if you can attend, just know that recording's there. So, and I've said this before, we provide y'all with a lot of trainings. Someone was an extremely busy schedule and maybe smaller goals. We're not expecting you to be a part of every single training, but just be observant of how many you're actually attending. Be observant and willing to be at the ones that you can attend. I'm not on every Team Rise training. But I try to listen to them. I try to be a part of them. And so we can't, if there's one every night, we're trying to make it available for those to where you can maybe be on live. Maybe you can't do it on Monday nights, but you can on Thursday nights, so, that's why I believe they're providing so many for y'all. The other thing to do weekly is to plan whatever time that you have the most of in your day during the week. Everybody's going to be different, but pick one day a week and do your follow-ups to your customers and to your business follow-ups that maybe have inquired about the business. So we need to make sure that we are following up. If you're somebody that likes to follow up every day and you have the time, do that. But plan at least one day a week to follow up with everyone that you have passed out samples to, spoken to about the coffee and the video. It's going to be a lot easier with the app because when we send them the video, we're going to see when they watch it, and we're going to get a notification immediately when they watch that video. So it's going to be a little bit easier and it's going to keep track of if you followed up with everybody and with those schedules. So, but right now, just pick one day a week, follow up with all those people that you've sent that video and introduced the coffee to. Maybe you've sent samples to that week. All your customers that order online, see if they having any issues, have any questions, make sure that they receive their order, things like that. So those are the things that I believe that you need to do every single day and every single week. That's it. That's basically it in a nutshell. It's not anything that you need to turn in a paperwork or a tick sheet and go, I did my homework for the week. This is on you. And the report card is your paycheck. So that's all that, that's all that really, it's kind of like we're not in high school anymore. We're in college, where the only person you're accountable for is you. College don't care if you show up to class, or if they give you a report card, but that professor's not going to call you when you miss or when you don't do your homework. He's not going to call you out because he's got 300 students in the class or something. I didn't go to schools that big, but y'all can tell. Anyway, even our colleges are small, but yeah, I mean, it's just basically that's it. Our paychecks are our report cards. It's showing the amount of work that we're doing on a daily basis. You know, every single day of building relationships and doing the things that we need to do. I know I normally have Q&As after this. Tony and I have discussed it, and one thing that's really been bothering me is I never want to keep people on here for an extreme long time. So what we're going to start doing is, if you have questions, please ask them in the groups, because not only will it get answered there, but if you have that question, then more than likely others will have that question. If it's a specific question about your customer or situation or your check, then private message, But if it's a general question that everybody can benefit from, let's ask in the Line Chasers group, and then that way we can answer it. And then you have a search bar, and if people can search for things like that when they have questions as well, and we'll be able to help more people that way. And our Zooms won't last near as long, because I know we've been going over, which I'm happy to do that with y'all, but I just hate keeping y'all on here for so late, because I know a lot of y'all work and and it's late time zones, and so anyway, so that's all we have for tonight.